Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. How's everybody doing this fine evening? Got some very loud sounds going on. Apologize for that. I've been tweaking around with some of my layout of my desk and some of my knobs. Oh, I haven't hit the button yet, have I? Try that. Is that better? Hey, I think that's better. How's everybody doing this fine evening? Hopefully better than I am. I am currently recovering from being sick, and it's not going well. I was feeling great, or I wasn't feeling great yesterday. I was feeling better. I thought maybe I had caught COVID, but turns out I just have a really nasty cold, what I call regular sick. And yesterday, I was feeling pretty good. I was at the end of it. I wasn't tired. I actually had slept halfway decent. I was kind of decongesting a little bit. Had the sinus drainage and that kind of stuff. I'm on the tail end. Last night, went to bed, slept awesome. Got to wear my CPAP because I have sleep apnea. I can't wear it when I'm really congested. And so I was doing great. I got up this morning. I was still a little phlegmy, a little bit of that congestion and drainage a little bit. And I actually had to give a little mini presentation at work for some stuff, a project that I'm working on. So I got up, I got prepped for that, got some coffee made. I was kind of going. I got through the presentation, no worries. Had a sick kid at home. It wasn't too bad. And then as the day went on, man, I just hit the bottom. Like my energy level started dropping, and then I started getting more and more congested. I got a bloody nose. I actually had 2 bloody noses over the course of the day. During 2 meetings. Like I'm in a meeting, thankfully I didn't have my camera on, my nose starts bleeding. I luckily didn't get it all over myself, but yeah, it was a weird day. Excuse me. I should have hit mute. I'm gotta get to that habit. I'm still very phlegmy and congested, but I have just been very tired and not a ton of focus, so this might be a shorter stream, but I wanted to do it because I haven't gotten much done the last few days with being sick and a sick kid, and I got a kid that's gonna stay home tomorrow too. I don't know. It's gonna be one of those weekends, I think. But it's okay. I've got my NyQuil lined up and ready to go. So when I'm about done for the night, I'm gonna pop that NyQuil so I can go sleep it all away, hopefully. Okay, so what am I gonna work on tonight? Well, since I'm got that kind of I don't want to say it's like medicine head, because I'm not medicated at all right now. I've just got that congestion and stuff, kind of that stuffy head. My throat's kind of raw. I have just this nasty taste in my mouth from just all the drainage and the bloody nose. And even though I've not brushed my teeth and done mouthwash twice today, it just keeps coming back. Really bad. What's the word? Halitosis. I got halitosis. So yeah, well, anyway, I'm going to work on, I'm kind of going back to my 3D print setup for a little bit because I want to get some of that stuff working. One of the things I actually was just looking at while I was waiting to start was what do you want to call it? A container for my little Raspberry Pi cameras. And I got one here, I'll pull it out. So I've got my 3D printer, one of them set up using Octoprint, and Octoprint has a really kind of a cool, fun little feature that you can hook up a camera to it, and it can take time-lapse video. Well, excuse me, the camera that I'm using when I stream it is a good camera, and I actually have one that's a little lower quality, like a 720 camera. It's an older Logitech one. And I was going to plug that into it, use it for doing that. But I have this problem with my power supply, and I'm not convinced it's not the Raspberry Pi itself, but the Octoprint thinks it's got low voltage, and so it causes my prints to get a little wonky. So I bought a pair of these little, they're little tiny cameras. And I'm going to mount this somewhere on my printer so that you can see the print. And I want to take time-lapse videos of the prints as they're being done. I think that'd be really cool, and I'm going to stream the print, but then I'll take that time-lapse video and maybe I'll post those up to YouTube or something like that. I don't know. But I thought those would be kind of cool. So I was looking at what options are available for me to get this guy put in some kind of a case that I can either clip or bolt to the side of my printer. I don't know. I was just kind of browsing it, kind of outside of the scope of what I want to do today. But, excuse me. I don't know. We'll see. The other thing that I want to do is I want to build a. I was working at making it a static website so I can just make it very simple to update and push what I'm actively printing, so I can put it on the 3D print page on that channel. So when it's printing, you can go see what I'm currently working on, what I've done in the past, that kind of stuff. Like a project portfolio, I guess. And I started work on this, was it last week? I don't remember. I think it was last week. And so I thought, well, I don't want to do any like real heavy programming because my brain's definitely doesn't have the focus for that. And I got to take a drink like every 3.5 minutes. And so I kind of want to just work on something that's just a little less. I don't want to say less difficult because it's probably still going to be difficult, but hopefully something that I can work through. And if I don't finish tonight, it's not a big deal. I hate getting to like stopping and not finishing on like a task or something like that. And given my current condition with the phlegminess and the coughing, I may end up having to like spontaneously quit because I can't stop coughing, because the talking kind of agitates things, and I may have to stand up for a little while and do that kind of stuff, but we'll kind of see. I'm gonna see what I can do. Speaking of which, I got a cough. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be great, isn't it? I love it. I love it a lot. Let's make sure I can do this. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really happy with really any of these designs. I don't want to design my own. I could probably pull it off, but I like taking what other people have done and making it my own. Let's see. I have my to-do list out, don't I? I do. Let's clear done. Is that it? Is it clear done? Yeah, there we go. That's for my other project. I'll keep it on there. I'm not working on that stuff, but maybe if I find I need to keep track, I can put things on there. Oh man, my sinuses, they started draining really hard just now. Woof, kind of like a little head rush. Yeah, I don't really like that one either. I don't like any of these. Ugh. That one's cool, but it's tied to the pie case, and that won't work for me. I like there, simple. This one might be what I want. Yeah, this one's kind of cool. I don't want it attached to the bed though. But if it holds, let's watch the video without sound. Maybe having one attached to the bed won't be too bad, because that doesn't look. Yeah, I don't know if I like that or not. That's a lot of motion. Yeah. And they're putting lenses and stuff on. I'm not doing that much fanciness. I don't know. That's a future problem. I'm not even lined up to print it yet anyway. I wanted to start my print yesterday and I never did, and now I don't have that much energy. All right, let's go and look at my chat app. That's not what I want. Excuse me, sorry. I am just a barrel of great today. Oh, that's right. I was trying to make it work in Docker so I can run it on anything. That was the goal here. Right. And if I remember, I'll install that. That's fine. I think I've come to the conclusion that I have to I found some tutorials and there was like create my own custom Docker containers. Like, I don't want to do that if I don't have to, but I think I do. I don't remember. So we'll pull that up. Actually, I'll see if I can find it on my phone, because I think that's where I was reading it last. Because I was laying in bed thinking about this, and I'm like, ugh, this is ridiculous. Oh man, and then Kentucky lost. How many brackets got ruined because of that? I wish I'd have watched that game. I used to be so into watching March Madness, and it's kind of fallen off for me. I don't know, it's kind of a bummer, I think. Because I really used to like really get into it. Let's see, what am I looking for? Oh, that's right, I'm looking for not a cabbage soup recipe. Yeah, here we go. Let's see, Geeks for Geeks. This looks like the right one. I think this is kind of what I want. Yeah. We'll just Google this, baby. To the Googs. Install and run Jekyll on Docker. And I picked Jekyll primarily because I can run that from GitHub if I want. I don't think I will. I think I'll end up building it locally or something and then publishing it to my existing web hosting. But I don't know. I haven't quite decided. So I want to keep that as an option. I didn't want to have to like reinvent the wheel if I decided I wanted to go to GitHub. Oh boy. And the sinus flood has already begun. How would that be for some ASMR, me blowing my nose? That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? I even had to do the peak to make sure it didn't start bleeding on me. I get chronic bloody noses that tend to be awful. So yeah, I gotta really be careful, especially when I get a cold and I've been blowing my nose a lot, that it tends to mess things up quite a bit. All right, so let's see. Oh, good evening. How's it going, TB? Hope you're feeling better. Mine has gone downhill a little bit the last couple of hours, so it is unfortunate. And now my headset's acting weird. Day by day gets a little easier. That's good. I thought I was doing really, really well today. I was really functional. I thought I was doing great, and then yeah, the last 3 or 4 hours of my day I just started to tank, and now my sinuses are quite flowing well today, so lots of nose blowing and coughing as a result of all the sinus pressure being relieved. Okay. Yeah, it's rough. So I decided I wanted to stream a little bit tonight, and I hope I don't have to cut it too short because I just get out of control, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, man. Let's see. Yeah, Brett Fisher. So he does all the bundling. No, and it's funny because normally I do, and my wife even made that comment, that I don't tend to get sick very often, but when I do, I tend to recover relatively quickly. Like I'll have 1 or 2 days like where I'm kind of getting sick and I'm kind of going downhill. Then I'll have like maybe 1 day where I'm out, but then it's like I sleep 10, 12 hours the next day. I'm pretty much ready to go. And this time it has not been that way. It's been up and down all week. I stayed home from work on Tuesday. Yeah, day 9. Oh, yeah, it is. It's rough. Whatever this is, it's gross. But yeah, this time it's like I stayed home on Tuesday. I went into the office on Wednesday. I felt pretty good, you know, moved around, got some work done, and then today I stayed home and was doing all right in the morning, and then Jab just, I crashed. So we'll see. I don't know. Told my boss it was his fault because I'm fairly certain he's the one that gave it to me. Let's see. So what are they? So he's running. Users don't need to install Jekyll and Docker. This means that there's a... I can open my terminal. Yeah, that's not a problem. We were on there for a little bit. I was trying to pay attention to what was happening, but I was bouncing around between a bunch of meetings while at work. I was, logged in doing work stuff, and unfortunately I can't get on to Twitch at work. My work laptop, they block it, but I can get on YouTube. So yeah, we were there. We watched for a while, and then I kind of got into this like back-to-back meeting thing, and then I came back and you were gone already. I'm like, oh, well, that's lame. I missed out on most of that stream, but got your view count up by at least one. So let's see, where is this located? Not a problem. I don't know how many times I end up doing that. I'll start watching somebody on stream, and whether it's at home and I'm streaming on my home computer or like on YouTube, and I start it and I'm like listening to it and I'm trying to like put it in the background, which I can't do very well. I have a hard time not focusing or on what I'm working on, or focusing way too hard on it. And then I'll come back and I'll have like 15 tabs open, and I'll open up another one, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, I'm hearing a lot of like overlapping sounds, and I think something's weird. It's like, oh, that's because I got 2 or 3 tabs of YouTube open that are streaming either live video or old stuff. So that's pretty much what happened today, unfortunately. Yeah, my what is the joke? My undiagnosed ADHD kicks in pretty hard sometimes. D. All right, there it is. That's the site that I was working on. Now let's see if I can get Yeah, it looks like it's, I've never used mass transit. That looked like it was pretty cool. I was trying to follow along, because like I said, I use RabbitMQ at work. I wouldn't say pretty heavily. We have a few projects that use it pretty heavily, but I was hoping I could like follow along and then try to pitch it and help a little bit, but yeah, that didn't work out too well today. But I hope you get it figured out. It looks like it's going to work pretty cool. But then I also realized that I'm working on all of my code base that's using RabbitMQ is actually fairly significantly older than I thought it was. I need to go look at tackling that problem, because our RabbitMQ is out of date, and then my libraries are actually using a whole rev older than what's current, like 5 versus 6 or 6 versus 7, whatever we're on to now. But yeah, I hope it gets working for you. Let's see, so I've done that part. Quite a bit of a spaghetti messaging monster using the different technologies for things. Yeah, I get that. I've been working on a project at work. It was a big project, and now it's kind of sidelined a little bit, but we're using it because it fits well in some of the stuff that we're doing. It's kind of a, how to describe it? It's a, like everything I do, it's an over-designed middleware application that allows us to interact with some of our unique systems that we have at a nuclear power plant. And at its heart, it uses RabbitMQ as well as a couple of database backends and some common things like REST APIs, some uncommon things like a UDP server and all this kind of weird stuff. And it's kind of in the same boat. It's a bit of a mess when you look at all of the pieces that are trying to run in this thing. And I've been working on it a little bit, and one of my coworkers who is also I'm interfacing with has been working on how we send data back and forth. And yeah, it's a bit daunting sometimes. I mean, the design is solid, I think, because it is somewhat, I hate using the buzz term like decentralized, because it's not. It's all centralized on one box, but it's utilizing 4 or 5 different technology chains to move data from a Windows PC to an Open VMS PC system. if you know what Open VMS is, right? Because that's the kind of stuff that we work with, right? So we've got 8 Open VMS servers that are part of our plant systems. Let's go look these up. Open VMS. Oh look, VMS Software Incorporated. Oh yeah, VSI. Is that right? We'll go to Wikipedia. I think my freaking headphones are acting up. So Open VMS is a very old operating system. And let's see, when was the last? It ran on a VAX, right? So it's that age. Let's see, version 5, July of 1992. AXP. We're definitely not using that one. Open VMS VAX version 6. That's what we're running. Came out in June of 1993. We thankfully are no longer running on a VAX, but that is a very recent development, like within the last let's see, the guy who maintained the VAX systems retired last August, so probably about the June timeframe of last year. We were still running on VAX 4100s. Yeah, right, very current. That's the thing about nuclear power, man. It's old, and some of it is very old. Let's look at a VAX. What did I say? They're what are they? I just totally drew a blank. One VAX 4000 model 100s. Yeah, that's the guy. VAX 4100. That's a 300. That's wrong. There we go. Oh, they don't have pictures. It's very similar to this. Because this has got the tape drive modules, and the ones that we use has an external disk array that we sit on top of it. These things are, I mean, it's cool. Like, as a technology person, I like the old tech, like what you would call retro stuff. I mean, I think that it's very interesting, especially since the VAX 4100 series, let's see, it was introduced in 1992. We bought them secondhand at my plant in, I think, 95. So we never bought them new. And yeah, contained a 72 megahertz in-VAX processor with 128 kilobytes of external tertiary cache. I thought that ours could support 256 megabytes of RAM. Maybe that may not be true. Yeah, no, that's right. They only supported 128 because at one time we were trying to upgrade them to support Secure Shell, And Secure Shell, the modules to run Secure Shell on the VAXs required 256 megabytes of memory, and we couldn't support that without an expansion chassis to give us extra memory. Essentially, there's actually another piece that looks like a computer tower like this. That's the processor unit, and we'd have to replace that. And of course, we were trying to do this in 2009, so couldn't find one, right? I mean, not without searching on eBay. So I have written some software that interfaces with OpenVMS. OpenVMS with a graphical interface? Whoa. That is not what ours looks like. 80 characters from a terminal window. Oh yeah, we used to have a gray wall like that with all the documentation books. That's fantastic. See, this is what ours looks like. This is what I'm familiar with seeing when we interface with our VAX systems. It's all, you know, something dollar, folder name, colon. It's a fascinating operating system. When you started in 99, you were working on a DGUX server. It was this giant machine that sat in a room with a little monochrome monitor and a keyboard on top. Oh, developing in BASIC. I've written some BASIC back in the day. My first ever program was written in BASIC on an Apple IIe, I think. So I'm trying to think. I have an Apple in my garage that my nephew found for me. And I think that's a 2E, because that's the same kind I use. And I remember, going back to BASIC. All of our software written on our VAX systems is in Fortran. And for a while, I did some Fortran development, working with a developer who used to be an electrician who had never been to college. And so he had his own idea of what good code was. And that was not what anybody else's idea of good code was. So that was interesting. That was the first time I ever had to deal with 4-dimensional arrays, 5-dimensional arrays. Because it was a search program and he loaded everything into multi-dimensional arrays. I think it was a 4-dimensional array with a 3-dimensional array as one of the values that was stored in there. It was a mess. And extremely difficult to understand. Yeah, clever coding. And some of that is because of the limitations of the VAX architecture and the fact that it's a single-threaded, single processor. And VMS, at least our VMS systems, are very aggressive with processing time, because it is classified as a real-time operating system. So if you have something that's writing to files and stuff and it takes too long, if the VAX CPU thinks you're taking too long, it just kills it. And that was the problem I had one time. I was writing some software that was simulating the reactor core, the control rod drive positions in the reactor core, and I was modifying the code that had been written to do, I don't remember what it was doing. I was writing to the disk drives, to the disks, and my program kept getting killed by what do they call it? It's the system processor that monitors all the stuff. And yeah, it kept killing it because I kept having too many sys waits on the processor waiting for disk IO. And so yeah, that was fun. And lots of things, this idea of global memory that can be used literally anywhere on the system, but if you need more global memory, you have to, we'd call it a rebuild, because we'd have to reinitialize the program or the modules that manage the global memory and make the arrays bigger. But we couldn't make them too big because we only have 128 megabytes of storage and 3,000 data points that we process every 10th of a second. So yeah, it's an interesting architecture. It is very fun, and I'm glad I don't have to support it on a day-to-day basis, but I enjoy working with that team and our real-time systems, because I learn a lot, and I like to learn that kind of stuff. But now we've upgraded from the VAX 4100s to the ever so popular Itanium systems, and I don't know what models we're running. Itanium servers. They're HP? Maybe they're not. Maybe they're Dell. HP Itaniums. They don't make them anymore. That's what I know, because we went from obsolete hardware to obsolete hardware, but newer obsolete hardware. But we needed something that OpenVMS still ran on natively, and it's that. The company that manages this system is planning on trying to make one that is x86 compatible, but they haven't refined it, I guess, well enough to be used in what do I say, in a nuclear power plant's what do we call our data acquisition system? That's what it's called. So there you go. There's a brief history of my life working at a nuclear power plant, or at least one small sliver of it. Yeah, right. Obsolescence chasing me like Pac-Man. Yeah, and sometimes it catches us. We were working on this project to upgrade our VAX systems to these Itaniums, and this was a big project. I mean, it took probably 3 years and I want to say it cost about almost $2 million to do this project, just because there was a lot of field equipment that had to change too. And we were like seriously under the gun, because what had happened was should talk about our architecture. We have the plant systems and we have a simulator. So the simulator in a nuclear power plant looks exactly like the plant, you know, the control room and everything. I could probably look it up. Here we go. You can find out where I work. Cooper Nuclear Station simulator. I don't want to go shopping for it. Let's go to images. Yeah, so here. This is our simulator. No, that's actually our production control room. This is our simulator. So anyway, this is what our control room looks like right here. And we repair at hydrogen. Hate that. And so we have one of these that runs the plant, and then we have one that looks exactly like it that we use for training. And both of them had VAX systems in it. One controlled inputs and stuff at the plant, and the other one just simulated inputs. Well, the one for our simulator runs on just regular power, and sometimes we lose power, you know, for various reasons. I know it's a funny joke to say that we have places at a power plant that lose power, but as a power plant, we pay an electric bill because our power doesn't come from us. Anyway, well, what was happening is they would lose power and these VAX systems would go down dirty, and it was ruining the power supplies on them. The power supplies and the processors. We fried a couple of processors, and what was happening is we were running out of parts. And then one day we were getting really low, and we're like, hey, you know what? There's 2 of these VAXs in the simulator. If they go down, we don't know if they'll come back, and we don't have parts for them anymore. So we're like, okay, well, we'll come up with a plan. We're kind of working through it, and then up in our main computer room, we lost power on one of our VAX systems, our production system, and it went down. It was unexpected, went down dirty, wouldn't come back. Power supply died on it. Actually, yeah, power supply first. And then when we powered it up, we stole a power supply from the simulator, we put it in production, powered it up, processor was dead. Like, okay, well now we're like, well, we gotta go grab another processor, but we also gotta shut this thing down again, and we don't know if it's gonna come back. So like, literally, it's like we're standing up there. I wasn't there. I was downstairs just trying to decide if I could drink my way through a 5-day weekend or something. And they're gonna go shut this thing off, put a processor in, and turn it back on, and just pray that it comes back. And they're talking to our operations team, and the ops guys are like, well, what happens if it doesn't come back? They're like, well, we're gonna kick off this PMIS upgrade a heck of a lot sooner than we had intended, because we don't have any spare parts. Luckily it came back up and it was fine. And then every day after that, they're like ticket, like had that little board. It's like days since a, you know, vac system failure, and they'd update it, you know, tack another day on. And sure enough, I'm fairly certain when we upgraded to the new systems, we shut down the old ones, and then just for fun, we tried to power them up, and one never came back. So it was, we got lucky. That's all I can say. It was a lucky time. Yeah, well, and it was the problem with working in a nuclear plant is everything is slow. And this project had been on the list to work on for, when I started in 2007, they were talking about upgrading it. And I can't remember. So actually, I do kind of remember. The problem is, especially when it comes to computer systems, we don't, as a plant, they don't like to touch it. They like to leave it sit if it's running. Well, the guy who was supporting it was going to retire, and we're like, hey, if he retires, we need to have the system upgraded. Because he's the expert. We don't have another one of those. So yeah, we did. We pushed things off to the absolute last minute, and it was definitely questionable design. How do I say design? But a questionable judgment that I personally was like, we need to get this going much sooner. However, we didn't. There's a picture of our former Nebraska governor scramming the plant. I've done that before in the simulator. It's fun times. This is the kind of stuff that I can talk about for an extremely long time. Not necessarily this, but like these computers back here. I actually understand these and what they do. So that could be another time. But now that tangent is well over and that horse is thoroughly dead, let's go back and see what I was really trying to do. I was trying to build a Jekyll website. Okay. No, that's fine. Like I said, I like talking about that stuff, and it's, some people find it interesting, some people find it extremely boring. But like I've always told like my family and friends, I'm like, if you ever get an opportunity to go and tour like like a nuclear facility, especially one like ours, because when we do tours, we tend to let people go into the simulator. I'm like, do it, because sitting in our simulator, when they do a simulation on something like the Fukushima accident, when they shut all the lights off in the control room, that is eerie as hell. Like, it is just, you know, you're in there, you're in this room, no windows, nothing, and they flip a switch and you hear it. Like, they have speakers built into the floor so you can hear it. You hear the turbine spinning down, and the lights go off, and you can't see anything for like 10 seconds while the emergency lights are kicking on. And then when they kick on, the air's not running, you can tell, and it's like all the panels start lighting up because they're running on DC power, and then as power is coming back on, all the alarms kick off. Like I said, it is super eerie. If you've ever watched the Chernobyl on HBO, some of that is eerily close to the way it could be. I mean, it is just, as someone who works in that industry and I watch that, there are some of those scenes that I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how some of it is, or could be. Luckily, we have things much more well organized in the event of a bad thing happening, because we have a simulator that they do that. They have the what do they call a station blackout event, and that thing is, like I said, you're sitting in there and you'll see the guy in the back, and he'll point and he'll flip a switch, and just everything goes off, and it's like, oof, wow, I didn't realize how quiet it could be in a place until there's nothing running anymore. So yeah, that could be, like I said, I could talk about that for a long time. All right, so I just need to try to run the Brett Fisher Jekyll serve. Step fine. So yeah, anyway, again, long story short, don't worry about diverting me. Probably more interesting when I ramble on than when I'm sitting here trying to read a web page and not doing a very good job. Oh, I gotta start Docker. maybe. There it is. Let's see here. Ah, Jekyll. So I'm using it to host what I'm gonna call like a project portfolio for my 3D printing stuff. Because it's something I've been wanting to do anyway. I've been trying to keep track of all the stuff I'm printing, and since I've started streaming my 3D prints when they're running, I want to have a link that someone can go to have all that information. And I hadn't decided if I was going to just try to host it in GitHub or if I was going to host it like on like an actual web hosting site. And so I decided, well, I'll build it so it works in Jekyll, and then I can kind of decide after the fact if I want to, if it works well for that, or if I can put it on a different site. And I've never used it, not seriously, so that's kind of what I'm using it for. It's just going to be a site of all the stuff that I've printed or I am printing, as kind of a here's what I've done type thing. Let's go. Let's just pull it first. Sure. We'll pull it down. And then he has a Jekyll one too. I wonder if that one will just run better than the one I was using. We'll just pull them both. Yeah, should be mostly the same, right? Yeah. Excuse me. Oof. All right. So Docker run p. Let's see. It's $. PW. Is it PWD? Is that right? It is PWD. Not ready to do that because I don't. Mastercraft. It is there. Okay. Run. Mostly I'm trying to do this because I need to get a little more familiarity using Docker as like a development platform. I'm working on trying to encourage that to be used where I work, or something similar, because we've actually adopted using Kubernetes for something for a different project, and we don't have a lot of expertise in it. I don't have a lot. I've done a little Docker stuff. I have very little Kubernetes stuff, but I would like to see us start using it. So I'm kind of just doing things to get my familiarity up with it. Excuse me. Colon site. Brett Fisher. Oops. Fisher. Is that it? Is that just all just gonna work? I have a little PowerShell script to kickstart my Docker Compose of SQL Server, Kafka, and now RabbitMQ. Yeah, I did see a little bit of that. That's super cool. When I was working on my, what's it called? What do I call it? It's all back there on my notebook. InHub, that's what I called it. It was a dumb name. I had the same thing where I had a Docker Compose that I could spin up RabbitMQ, and I wasn't using SQL Server at the time. Was I using, not Redis? I was using something else, but yeah, doing a whole bunch of stuff like that, and I found it to be very cool. The problem is I did it once. I wrote a script, and then I kind of like forgot it all, I guess. But yeah, that is cool. That's kind of where I need to get to. Oh, or I'm gonna have it just puke again. What's wrong here? Require cannot load such file. Rubric. Okay. I need to fix my headphones. They are not doing well. Try this. Let's see if I can things again. There we go. But yeah, that is cool. I need to get back into that mode of doing that kind of stuff. And having, like I said, it's more, I have some familiarity, but write a PowerShell script. I actually started doing that last time I worked on this. I started writing some PowerShell scripts to just do the things. I just haven't gotten there yet. Let's see. So that didn't actually work. Does this one talk about? It does not. I think I need to. Crap. Does this have a? It does have a gem file. What is this thing? What is this thing? Cannot load. Huh. I want to use GitHub Images. Remove the gem Jekyll above and uncomment the line below to upgrade, run, bundle, update GitHub pages. When was this written? This might just be out of... I suspect that I'm struggling with something that's just out of date. So let's... just copy this. What's the word I'm looking for here? Just start with that. Jekyll talk. There's a similar sounding issue about Jekyll and Ruby 3.0. There's a workaround mentioned there. Help. What's the workaround? Let's take a gander. Yeah, current behavior. Yeah. Oh, okay. This makes sense, because yeah, that's a bundle that no longer exists in Ruby 3.0. Okay. +1 for the issue with web break. I faced a similar issue when running Jekyll serve. So I need to do this, and it works. Okay, so I think what I need to do is this is where I was kind of hammering against the, I'm gonna have to build a Docker file, which I didn't really want to do. But apparently I had started it because I have a Docker file. Okay, I'm wondering if I just start with the one I was using, and then I can just run this bundle add. So yeah, let's just start. I'm gonna keep all of this here because I'm not very good at these. Oops. Crap. There we go. From yeah, do I need to? So he's got 2 of them. The only difference is the command that he's running, right? Yeah, he just changes the command. And Yeah, I don't want, I want that one. That's the one I want. And then I want to run, what is it? Bundle add. Frederick. I gotta blow my nose again, because, you know, sick. I really think I'm gonna feel better tomorrow because I am getting a lot out now. So I feel good about about that. I just wish it was over with. Let's see. I want to really look at something. Nope. Brett. What is this guy called? Brett Fisher Jekyll. See, I can't take Mucinex before I go to bed because all the drainage just goes to the back of my throat and I get like the most like inflamed throat ever. And I love Mucinex. It does a great job for getting rid of the mucus and stuff. But as soon as I lay down, it's like my throat is on fire. And the next day, I'll have zero voice. And then on top of that, I have, yeah, and then I have this problem with a lot of the different kinds of like cold medicine or allergy medicine that just, it gives me that really bad mind fog medicine head. So like if I have allergy, like when allergy season comes around, there's only like one allergy pill I can take. It's an off-brand of, not Claritin. It's not Benadryl. I can't take Benadryl. Benadryl is like NyQuil for me. I take that thing and I'm asleep in 5 minutes. I can't remember what it is. I always get it from my coworker because he's always got it. And he lets me have one. But yeah, I like Mucinex. I love the way it does clear me up, but you know, I lose my voice, guaranteed. Some of the other like heavier, what I call the heavier duty decongestants and cold medicines, if I take them, I end up being laid out for longer. Like the last time I got really sick like this, it was pre-COVID, and I remember I was so congested I couldn't breathe. Like I couldn't lay down and breathe, and I already have sleep apnea, so it was just like impossible to sleep. And so one day I was leaving work and I was telling my boss, I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna be in tomorrow. He goes, are you sure? And I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna go take Mucinex so I can sleep tonight. I will not have a voice tomorrow and I am not gonna want to work. So it's just a guarantee. I can take Dayquil and NyQuil and that one allergy pill and that's it. At least until my body adjusts to it. And yeah, when that happens, I'll have to just move someplace where I can't get sick anymore or something. I don't know. Excuse me. Okay, so he builds Docker, or yeah, as Jekyll. So here he's just, he's just building it himself. Okay, that's interesting. Update. So I need to have these because I don't have those. And on every container. Excuse me. That was unanticipated. How does this work? It looks like he's got 2 Docker files built in here. Am I just dumb? Why is that a thing? Docker entry point. Nope, that's something else. PWD site, Jekyll new, Docker run. Oh, WebRick errors during startup as of, so it says resolved as of Jekyll 4.3. So maybe I just need to build a new version and make sure that I get the new version of Jekyll. Let's take a look at this. Because this was exactly my error. This WebRick error is during startup. What if I want to run old other Jekyll commands? I wonder if his image on Docker is out of date. It says Docker build was successful, but this has been done. Why not run Jekyll? I wanted 2 images for easy CLI because I tried using Jekyll and I got the same error. So, I think I don't know what I think. Move back to Ruby 3.1. Gem system update and fixing local builds, fixing second build, adding ignore, adding Docker ignore. So this is actually pretty old. Oh yeah, so 3.1. What version of Ruby is out there now? I don't use Ruby, so the Ruby programming language. Download 3.3. Oh crap, didn't want that. As of Jekyll 4.3. Huh. Let's look at the issues. There's only 3 issues, right? Nope. Pull request. Create a Ruby 2 variant for testing. No. Force polling. From Jekyll as Jekyll serve. Oh, so this just builds 2. Okay, that's just building 2 of those images. Okay. So now I want to go back and look at. I'd really like to not have my own custom image if I don't need it. Seems gross, doesn't it? Let's see. I don't know if I want that. Is this just another thing like I've already got? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this is really all I want to do. I'm gonna try this again, just to make sure I didn't do something stupid the last time I did this. This is gonna go to SRVJEKYLL T. I'm gonna go just the latest version. Build. Oh, I hate it when it goes over to different screens. Oh, I exposed a port that's not necessary there. Oops. This is the one that I'd actually want to do that, but we'll get to that in a bit. If this does anything. There it goes. Site? Well, the site's there. Maybe it does build. Maybe I'm just completely off base. Which I think I am. Well, in case you didn't know, it took me an hour to realize that I'm dumb and I have bad memory. All right. Well then, wonderful. All right, let's go. Let's throw on the serve, the watch, and drafts instead of build. I'm gonna feel really dumb if this just works. Yeah, I'm gonna feel dumb. Oh, come on, just work. Then I'll write my PowerShell scripts. Yeah, I like writing PowerShell. Yeah, it's just gonna. Oh, see, there it worked. Wow, see, it breaks when I'm trying to do a serve. Is there anything here that maybe I hosed up? Oops. This gem file got like. It says Jekyll 4.2. Because didn't he say this was fixed at a different version of Jekyll? Yeah. Yeah, when you write something in PowerShell, it feels like such an accomplishment. It really does. Accomplishments even, yeah. Accomplishment. Yeah, it really does. I've written some pretty cool PowerShell scripts. I've got some friends that don't like it because of how verbose it could be, and I'm a purist when it comes to PowerShell. Like if I'm writing a script, especially if it's something that's going to be reused a lot, or I'm going to provide it to somebody to use, I use the full commands. I don't use aliases at all if I can help it. So my PowerShell scripts can get very verbose, but they're so cool. I mean, I had one when I was a network admin that, oh God, what did it do? It would go out. I had a list of systems that I was patching, like servers, and it would pull a list. It would pop up a data grid view or a grid view, whatever it was, and it had events tied to it. So if I were to, what was it? If I double click the name, I could remote desktop to it. I could, oh, what else could I do? I could do all kinds of stuff with it. Like one would be trigger a reboot, a remote reboot. I think one might fire off a script to do it, and it was awesome. It doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. And I don't remember why. Something broke when we upgraded PowerShell. But yeah, it does feel really cool. And I've got the, oh, I don't have it here. I've got the PowerShell cookbook, the one that's, like this big. And I told a buddy of mine, I'm like, I could just flip that book open, point to something, and find something really cool that I didn't know I could do in PowerShell, and like learn something like on the spot. And that's why I demoed it. And I just flipped open, and I can't think of the commands now, but like when you're writing a script, you can have it do the what if like on it. So at the time I was writing PowerShell scripts to configure a brand new Windows install. So it was doing all kinds of stuff like setting policies, creating some directory structures, applying some lockdown policies, changing registries, assigning static IP addresses, disabling network adapters, all this stuff. And some of them break things. Like if you run it and it fails, it's like, well, you could break the system, you have to start over. And this transaction, that's what it is. It's like start transaction. And you can have it, you can say start transaction, you can run all your commands. It'll tell you what the response would be or will be. And then if it's done and it's successful, you can say process transaction or something like that. And then it'll run the change. It's super cool. I think that's what it's called, start transaction. Now I gotta look. Start transaction, yeah. Starts a transaction, which is a series of commands that are managed as a unit. A transaction can be completed or committed. Alternatively, it can be completed or undone or rolled back. That's the part that's cool. And this was really useful in my configuration script because we had two different systems. Was it two different systems? It was all about network adapters. It was for servers. Some had 4 network adapters, some had 8. And so what we found was, because we're particularly anal where I work, we had very specific ports that were going to be used. Didn't matter what the MAC addresses were, but I knew that I was going from this switch here down to this port here, and they were straight across from each other. So I knew where the lineup would be, but that number on that port varied. It was either port 2 or port 6 if you had 8 ports, right? So it was 4 more because of the way the numbers were allocated in the BIOS because they're Cisco servers. And so this start transaction, the first thing I would try to do is I would try to lock down ports 7, 6, 5, and 4. And if that fails, I roll it back, and then I disable ports. That was going to be port 2, so it'd be ports 0, 3, and 4. Or no, 0, 2, and 3. 0, 2, and 3. I can count. Believe me, I can count. And so yeah, I love writing PowerShell. It kind of makes me happy. Yes, so I need to upgrade to Jekyll 4.3. I think that's my problem. Can I just do that? We'll see if it works. But yeah, anyway, so when I write my PowerShell scripts, I don't use aliases if they are meant to be kept, I guess is how it boils down to. And sometimes I'll write them and I'll use the aliases, but then when I'm done and I've gotten it working, I'll go through and I'll say, all right, dir. Well, I know that dir is really get child item, right? So I'll go and change it and fix them all. So yeah, like I said, particularly anal. Overly anal. I don't know how you want to say that. Ah, still puked. Yeah, I do too. So yeah, I do prefer the verbosity because I think it just helps because especially in PowerShell, the same command is used for different things. So like get child item, that could be like folder structures. It could be registry keys. It could be anything. And so yeah. Static websites need no JavaScript, or is there a different definition? Static website meaning that it's not dynamically driven from the web server. There can be JavaScript, and in fact, Jekyll does use some JavaScript for searching. But the content of the page, the actual web pages themselves are static, like they are just a flat text file. So yeah, they are That would be the difference, that static meaning no server-side processing to generate. And they're not dynamic on JavaScript either. The JavaScript is specifically for something on the page. It's not making the page do pretty things. So if that kind of makes sense, Zach, I'm not even gonna Zach. I kind of like saying that. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Yeah, so yeah, if you're not a web dev, I get that. Especially if you haven't done anything with these static sites, I get it. It's kind of confusing. So you just wired up mass transit into 2 projects with GraphQL subscription, and the code worked first time. Wow. Added something to my UI and a message appeared in my GraphQL sub. I think I need to pick up a lottery ticket. Heck yeah. If it works the first try, that doesn't happen. It never happens to me. Yeah, that's all. Oh, I'm glad. You've been wanting to try out making a static website soon? Yeah, I guess the best advice is just do it. When I started doing web dev, I literally had 0 experience when I started working in my current job in building actual web pages. Yeah, and all this stuff with Jekyll, it's all driven from Markdown. Yeah, it's all driven from Markdown. That's why I like it, because you can make it look in Markdown. And the nice thing is, like, if I decide I don't want Jekyll anymore, I can switch to, you know, any of a dozen static site makers. At work, I've been using mkdocs, which is Python based. There's one in .NET that works with Markdown that's called docfx that I also have used a little bit, and they're essentially the same, but different technologies driving it. I'm using Jekyll in this case because it works on GitHub. Natively, I can just say, make it a page, and it just loads. But yeah, I would say if you want to start making one, just do it. Just try it, play around with it. Because yeah, when I started working in web dev, I had no idea what I was getting into. I had built a web page in the sense that I wrote a PHP page for a class in college, and I told them that in my interview. I didn't embellish a whole lot. In fact, I don't think I did at all. And they said, "Oh, great, you're hired. Have you ever written in .NET?" I'd be like, "I don't even know what that is." And I remember looking at my supervisor, and he's like, "Do you know what .NET is?" And I'm like, "No." It's like, "What about Visual Basic?" And I'm like, "Well, I've written in Basic." And he goes, "Good enough." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I've been working there ever since. So, I mean, I guess it's fake it till you make it. Okay, so what's the error now? Error converting, Jekyll converters, error converting assets, broken pipe. You know, okay, since I changed, I'm just going to, let's just start over. I haven't done anything in this project yet, so I'm just gonna delete it. Ooh, my data drive's out of space almost. Let's just go like this. Clean slate. Ba-da! All right, so I've done that. Killed it all. Where was I doing? I was doing this from here. I'm just gonna from scratch. Do they do anything different, or do they just run new? They just run new. Okay. Jekyll, new, period. Run it from in there, inside there. Go. Go, baby, go. Big bucks, no whammies. That's right, I need to come up with my thing. It says it's gonna work. My little pop-up, it's gonna work. Because it is. It's gonna work. First time. Guaranteed. I hope. No. Confidence. It's gonna work. Oh. Alright, TB, take it easy, man. I hope you start feeling better. I will hopefully be feeling better tomorrow. And yeah, I hope that I can catch your next stream. I've been trying to catch it. I found out the other day that for some reason I wasn't getting notified. But now I'm following you on YouTube so I can watch you when I'm at work too. So get your chat working so you can see me chatting on YouTube. Have a good night, sir. Now it's gonna work. It built. See you later, TB. Yeah, it's gonna work this time. Guaranteed. Okay, this music is getting a little ridiculous now, isn't it? Let's change it. Let's change it up. I like me some good lo-fi beats. Yeah, it's not much better, but why are you not working? Why? What is happening? Auto regeneration may not work on some Windows versions. It's that WebRick crap again. Huh. All right, let's try not doing build. Let's just do build. I'm okay if I can just build it and view it. I have a web server on my local network I can just dump the files to and host them, or just run them locally on my PC. I just want to get this to work so I can write web pages. That's all I want. Not asking for a lot. Oh, let's see. Hey, I think it worked. So, you still there, Zach? Are you still doing, are you a developer just trying to get into web development? Or are you brand new to development in general? All right, it's loaded. It built. So now I've got site index. Ooh, cool. It looks like crap. Yay! Looks like crap. Let's think about. I have my web server out here. I do. Root. We're gonna create a new file here. We're gonna call it Mastercraft. All right, so now it's out there. Is that the right site? Yeah, it is. It's not rendering right. Why am I getting errors? It's probably because, yeah. Poop. How do I make Jekyll work for a sub site? This is a problem I should be able to solve, right? Make Jekyll site work in subdirectory. How do I use Jekyll in a subdirectory? You want to use the base URL config in your config.yml file. Permalinks will then be relative to that. That's what I need. Base URL. Base URL. Serve the website. Okay, so I need to put it in the config.yml. So let's do that. Oh, look, base URL. So we'll say HTTP parish ISO1 Mastercraft so let's build it again. Oh, I don't need that port number. Oh well, it's on there. I'm not gonna get rid of it. All right, minimize that. Yeah. I'm actually quite surprised that I've made it this long, because I thought I was only going to be able to stream like maybe 45 minutes to an hour with my sinuses, but the last few times I've blown my nose, it's kind of cleared itself out. I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the way I'm feeling now. Oops, I clicked on the wrong thing. All right, so it built it. Actually, now that it's done that, let me try to just run it. No, that's not gonna work. We'll delete all these. Yes. Now we'll go like this. We'll copy. Now we'll come here. It didn't work. Are we sure it didn't work? Oh, what? Oh, I put a U. Oh, okay. I screwed that up. I shouldn't have put that in there. I just need to have the folder name. I'm smart. I think it even told me that too. The subpath to your site. I tell you, sometimes I'm dumb. But that's okay. That's how I learn. I do stupid things, so I learn. Let's see. What is happening over on the left monitor? What's happening on the right monitor? Nothing. Okay. There we go. It's all building. It's done, right? Yep. Delete the old ones. All right. Go to work. It still has a problem. Oh, icon. I don't care about that. Welcome to my Jekyll post. It's there. Hooray! I have stuff in my site. Yes. That's a win. It only took me 2 streams and like 3 hours to get there, but damn it, I got it. Haha. Now I gotta sneeze. Woo, that was intense. Now I think I'm gonna blow my nose because I sneezed it all loose. Yep, I'm gonna give that a go too. That way, just maximize the disruption, right? All right, we're good now. Okay, so let's get rid of this default theme because I don't like that theme. Change theme. Jekyll website. Jekyll theme in the gem file, it says. Excuse me. Windows and JRuby do not include time zone info, performance boosters, lock HTTP. Added a theme to your GitHub pages. Open config. Okay, it should be in the config YML. That's what I thought. Like, it was in the Ruby. I'm like, I don't know if that's true. My awesome title, my email address, my description, theme. All right, so I gotta find the theme that I was looking at. What theme did I pick? Oh, I don't know if I have it open anymore. Oh, I got a text message. Oh, it's a ticky-tock. Tickety-talks. Jekyll theme. Moonwalk. Jamstack themes. I'll just go there and find it. This is why I have a million open tabs on all my things. Jekyll themes. I really like that one. The hacked. I feel like it's pretty good. Close to the top because I didn't spend a lot of time. There we go. I didn't spend a lot of time looking for a theme. Okay. GitHub. Fully compatible with GitHub pages. Quick install. You can edit the config YML to customize your blog. Do I have to load it in there like manually? Ugh, gross. Excuse me. Quick installation. Fork the repository. CD into it. It's just a, let's just open up config.yml. It's just a doc or a Jekyll site. I don't need that. I just need maybe I do. Oh, there's a lot here. All right, let's find Jekyll themes. Understanding gem-based themes. When you create a new Jekyll site, Jekyll installs a site that uses a gem-based theme called Minima. With gem-based themes, some of the site's directories, such as that, are stored in the theme's gem. All right, that makes sense. If you have the theme gem, excuse me, my sinuses again, man. Let's see. For example, search the Jekyll theme on Ruby gems. Add the theme to your site's gem file. Oops. Sorry about that. I dropped my coin that I've been fidgeting with all night. And I dropped it on a piece of metal. See GitHub pages installation. Nope, I can't because it won't let me. It just takes me here. Cool. Customizing the menu. Yeah, I want it to just be simple because whenever I have to do this, and if I come and changes, I don't want to mess with it. Excuse me, man. So I want gem-based themes, I think is what I want. You can find them jekyllthemes.org. Well, see, it's there too, and I like it. I like the look of this one. I just want it to be all right. Let's just do it. Let's figure it out and let's do it. For light mode, customize the CSS variables. You can see Windows specific installation there. What folders do I need? Because I want to just add them to my existing project. Let's just go gem-based themes. Let's just see what they are. Official themes, more themes. Why aren't there pictures? All right, let's just start here and minimal mistakes. Actually, this one doesn't look too bad either. Is there a demo site? Homepage. Yeah. Pixel. Let's just flip through some of these. That's a cool one. I mean, I don't know if it's... this gym is not currently hosting. Okay, I kind of like this one. This one's simple. That's what I wanted. So I want it to be a simple site. Got pictures, yeah. It doesn't have searching though. That's the only thing that I don't like. But I don't know if that's necessary. Error fetching resource. Cool. That's just a picture, isn't it? Yes, it is. All right, we'll start with this one. I like Leonids. This is for Gatsy. Oh. This one may not even work anymore. Of course, because I like it. Pixel, no. That's definitely not what I wanted to click. Yep, that one doesn't work. Okay, that one's kind of cool, but that's not what I want for this site. Nope. 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 I'm just gonna click them all. Oh yeah, Moonwalk is on here. Maybe it is just a gem that I can use. Yeah, so let me just try putting Moonwalk on there. That'll be super fun if I just copy. Just whatever. All right, run it. Build it out. I can delete all of these. Yep. Oh. Could not find Moonwalk. So Moonwalk, right? That's it. Oh yeah, here we go. I gotta say gem, Moonwalk. Well, it'll just be this. I'll just copy this whole thing. Bye. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. It is getting close to the time where I'm going to call it a night. I am going to take my NyQuil. So hold tight while I make this happen. Okay. We're back. I figured nobody wanted to see me chugging down some old NyQuil. Copy. Heck yeah. Ah, brilliant. It works. All right. Let's just close the rest of those windows because we don't need them. What I want to see. That is what I want to see. Moonwalk Jekyll theme. I want to keep that open though. Try the demo. Is it in data? Home? Because it has this idea of a portfolio item, right? No, excuse me. Let's see. So posts, content. Blog home for the landing page. It is extremely easy to tweak the color scheme. All right, so what have we got? Please see project entries in the data home.yml. Cards are used to showcase the portfolio project. So I need data in home.yml. Title project 1. This is an example project. .yml. You can control the visibility from config.yml. Let's go back one more. I want to get to the demo site. Try the demo. So that takes me to an overview post. Well, they all take me to an overview post. That takes me to its own page. Super code. Oh, oops. Post SAS, screenshots, assets. Oh, so overview post is in the posts folder, overview post.md, and it has a, oh, I want to see the rock file. Layout is post. Tags is overview. Okay. And then code post example with headings and TOC. Okay. Okay, so I kind of understand that a little bit. I'm going to need it more when I actually get into some of the content of it. So I'm going to try one more time to have it run in real time. And I'm coming up on my 2-hour mark, which is typically where I stop. So if this doesn't work, I'm going to switch gears and I'm going to build my PowerShell scripts to download and deploy my app to my local web server. And then I will, we'll see where we're at there. I might stop there. It kind of depends on when my NyQuil starts kicking in and I start getting droopy-eyed. I suspect this is going to break. Are you kidding me? It just works. Brilliant. Localhost 4000. What? Oh, Mastercraft. Ha 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 ha. Welcome to Jekyll. Okay, so I guess regardless, I'm still gonna do the same things. So I need a build. I need new. Well, let's look. What's in my? What do I have here? I've got setup site. So I'm gonna cancel this. So this is the setup site command. Gee, mini Christmas, no. Yes. So that's the new. Run the site, build the site. So this one, this is run. This is build. So now I have PowerShell scripts that do them all. I'll go like this and build. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll get rid of the port because I don't need that for there. And it's going to be site name. And save that. I'm not going to use it, so it doesn't matter. I'll actually just delete it. I can delete it. Yep, move to recycle bin. Okay, so I have a functioning Docker setup for my 3D print streams. So now I can come up with building what each site's going to look like, or what each page, using that projects thing, probably because it'd be cool if they had pictures here. And maybe they would if I put them in, I don't know. If they aren't that way, I'm probably okay with it. I'll have to think about that one. But for now, it's good enough. Good enough for state work. Let's see. Now I can update that stuff. If I'm feeling better tomorrow, I hope when I stream, it will be, I'm actually going to start working on my game again, because I've kind of put that on the back burner because my ADD took over with my Steam server stuff. I'm trying to get my stuff squared away, and I need to just dedicate some time to it. I got my notebook set up so I can start writing things down, like my plans for streams and that stuff, and try to be a little less ad hoc. That's kind of my goal. So I will probably spend some time working on that. Yeah, I don't know. I might have sick kids tomorrow. I know I'm going to have one for sure. So tomorrow might be a different kind of stream day, especially if I'm feeling better. I may code for a little bit. I may end up playing some games, especially with my kid if he's feeling better. We'll see, I guess. Let's see. What else have I got to do? I need to come up with some overlay changes. I want to have a brain fart. I want to have a brain fart. Can we brain fart? That's the thing, right? Yeah, I need to come up with a couple of the things I want to put up on the stream itself. So I may have spend a little time working on those types of things too. I don't know. What am I? Do I want to start working on writing pages? I don't think I really do. So I've taken my meds. I've got a little bit of time. I need to write another PowerShell script. I'm gonna call it local web server deploy .ps1. And I need it to be at the same level as the rest of those. Yeah, move. There we go. Let's see. I need to remove item. Path. What is the path? There. Star. Recurse. Then I'm going to the item. Source. Ooh. What? path and destination. That's what it is. I think this was trying to tell me that. Mastercraft site. And destination is going to be y:/www root mastercraft. Does it recurse again? We're gonna just try to run it manually. All right, first one. Remove item y:/www root mastercraft star. Just one recurse. All right, so that blew everything away. The mastercraft folder still exists. And copy. It copied the site folder. I don't want to do that. Let's do the remove. And star. There we go. That looks right. Yep. Okay. So now local deploy. I'm actually going to just cheese it a little bit. Actually, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to remove the files first, run the Docker container to build it, and then copy the content over. So now I can come here. I'll say that one. Come here to the site. Just to make sure that it all works correctly. Delete the site file. And then local server deploy. Delete the files. Run the Docker. Gonna work. It's gonna work. I forgot this Docker container takes a long time to run. I wonder if it's a bigger one. I don't know. I don't even know if it's doing anything. Is it doing anything? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Whew. I need to put some messages on there. I forgot to update this to say star. That's okay. We'll run it again. Repetition. Delete the files. Bang. Yeah, there we go. Now it's gonna work. Almost first try. Almost. Oh, all right. Oh, it's fetching something. It seems to be taking a long time to fetch something. Oh, I hit enter. It didn't. Oops. I did it again. There it goes. Shot my coin across the room. There it is. And it wakes. Oh, I want this one. And it's my awesome site. Yeah. All right. We're gonna. I'm not quite tired yet, so we're gonna do a few modifications. We're gonna say Mastercraft file 3D print portfolio. Let's see. A listing of current, past, and future 3D print projects for stream on Twitch. The stream can be found here. I'll put that in later. Can I go like that? Actually, no, I'll put it in now. Let's just go find it. Twitch.tv/ I can't see my keyboard. Mastercraft Kyle. All right. Gotta remember what the links look like. What is? Let's take a look at this. Jekyll docs. Oh, those are. Oh, I see. I define. Oh, okay. That's an interesting way of doing it. I didn't know you could do it that way. So let's split this out. I like that idea. Split to the. Actually, no. It'll just be bracket. Bam. Actually, I'm just gonna leave it like that because I don't know where this description goes. Let's figure that out. That's exactly where it's supposed to be. Okay. And actually, I think I want it to be visible. I want the URL to be visible because that's just a Kyle preference. I prefer that. I don't know if that's right, but I don't like links that I can't see where they go by just looking at them. So like I don't care for URL shorteners. Too risky from a security perspective, I guess. So let's see how this looks. And then now I'm starting to get a little droopy. So I may, after I get this done, I may wrap this up for the night. And heck, maybe when I get started tomorrow, if I'm feeling good, I'll start a 3D print and we can start updating the things before I jump to my other work. Who knows? Do. Come on, using minima. It's not using minima. Does not exist. Oh, okay. Oh, well, it didn't do that because I screwed up that apparently. Meh. Go figure. Okay, I think that's good enough. I'm going to call it a night there because, like I said, I'm starting to get a little tired. I'm gonna take a few minutes, decongest a little bit, finish with a little bit of water I got left, and yeah, go to sleep. So I will be back on tomorrow. My goal is to stream in the morning, probably prior to lunch CST, but that's all really dependent on how the kids and being sick situation goes, and my own condition, if I feel good or not. I don't think I have anything too pressing happening tomorrow. So yeah, my plan is to try a morning stream and see how it goes, see if it's a good time slot for me. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll work on a little bit of this, probably get my 3D print stream started, and then we'll probably kick over to working on either my Steam server, or maybe I'll work on some design stuff for my video game work that I have been abandoned. I have abandoned it. I'm going to unabandon it this week for sure. So yes, until tomorrow, everyone, have a great evening, and I hope to see and talk to everybody tomorrow. Goodbye.